He doesn't just hate gossip, it hates women bonding and sharing information. And gossip was just the excuse. It was like the scapegoat. The word gossip comes from the word God and Sib. God, we know the meaning of that, the guy who gave birth to all of us, and Sib, which meant relative. So the word godsib meant godparent or a close trusted friend. It didn't have any negative connotation, and it literally meant the girlies. Because mainly in England in the 14th and 15th centuries, women would give birth in the presence of other women. And these ladies were known as a woman's gossip. They were her close friends, her companions. And in many parts of Europe during the Middle Ages, women had social power and they had tight-knit networks composed of other women. They didn't rely on men for survival, and they were pretty self-sufficient because they had communities of women by women. So around the 16th century is when the church started urging women to make their home and their husband the center of their life. And through biblical plays, gossip started to be depicted as something malicious. For example, one play depicted Noah's Ark, and it showed Noah urging people to get on the boat. And there was a woman sitting in a tavern with her girly pops, with her gossips, refusing to join her husband unless she could bring her gossips with her. And that scene ends in the wife beating the husband. And they depicted women who have strong friendships and social bonds with other women as malicious, aggressive, selfish, hedonistic, domineering. It was very much this, again, this either or, because patriarchy operates in dichotomies. Gossip didn't just become demonized, it became criminalized. Women who are found to gather with their friends and talk to other women publicly were punished, accused of witchcraft, and in many cases, tortured or killed. For example, there was this torture device called the scold's bridle, which was an iron muzzle that would be worn around a woman's head with a rod lined with spikes that would go into her mouth to make speaking impossible or to rip out her tongue if she tried to speak. So remember Robin Dunbar, the anthropologist and evolutionary psychologist I mentioned in my religion episode? According to Dunbar, language replaced grooming as the main form of social bonding among humans. And not just any old language, but gossip. And he defines gossip as information sharing, mainly of a social nature. So the exact thing that women were doing in the Middle Ages was what is needed for our species to function.